Yeah, we can talk about honey. Hunsy Munsy.
Yeah.
Is she coming back tonight or tomorrow?
She's ready to be. Good morning, everyone. We will be starting in 6 minutes. Oh, I should probably get on. What are you doing, sissy? You knock it out watermelon, baby?
I like how the microphone's usually always in front of me.
I do it just to block your face.
See?
I do it. Wow. Hold on a second, y'all. I'll put it down here. Man,
There you go.
There
Okay, there we go. It's out of the way.
Yeah, now it's out of the way. Hold on a second, y'all. I'm gonna get on the chat here. What's the most beautiful one? Where'd he go? Good morning, Birdie and Dell. We're eating some watermelon this morning.
I'm kicking off breakfast with watermelon.
I just gotta fire up the old, let's see here. Sorry.
We haven't had a baby yet.
No baby yet. We were hoping to give birth live on YouTube, but we'll see. Texas mom is like, isn't as like excited about it as I am, but we'll see. Maybe we can pull this off for y'all. I mean,
I'm not as excited about having the baby.
yeah, having the baby live on YouTube. So we'll see. We'll see what we can do.
But you do have, we'll talk about your birth plan.
We're going to talk about my birth plan. We're going to be having the baby today at 11 o'clock. So that's my birth plan. We're going to talk about birth plans. So I know. Move the sissy pants over. Oh, wow.
Why
You
11 o'clock?
gonna say hi to everybody, Miss Butterfly?
Hi.
Junior says hi. Miss Butterfly says hi. Let's see who's on this morning. Carolina Girls, Corey Wassel,
Oh, good morning.
Birdie and Adele, and the Living Garden. Good morning, y'all. Yeah, so we'll be starting here in like a couple minutes, but we're just giving everybody a chance to get on.
Rufus is over here.
Yes.
You can't see him.
Yeah.
He's
Rufus is dissecting a watermelon.
Yep.
eating a watermelon.
Mm-hmm. It's watermelon season.
Water.
Kathleen DeHart, good morning. Michigan Mike.
Good morning.
Buddy's here. He's eating a watermelon.
We have a new video that will be coming out today.
Yeah.
Laura Metonic. Good morning. Annie McElroy.
Good
Is Josh
morning.
driving?
Got a lot of
Heartway Farms, our friends are making a pretty cool acquisition, I think, today. We'll see. Is he, Annie, is Josh going to get the...
Acquisition.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to ruin it if it's a surprise.
Yeah.
He just got there.
No, okay.
All right. That's awesome. Kathleen DeHart thinks Texas mom looks amazing.
Aw,
I think she looks amazing, too.
thank you. My belly is 41 inches around.
Her belly is amazing.
My belly is truly amazing. You're supposed to stop at 40, but the baby didn't get the memo. So the belly is 41 inches.
Uh-oh. He's just going to walk out the front, I think, is what he's going to do. Could I get another piece of water?
He's good and comfy in there.
Sure.
Good.
This
and
watermelon is spectacular.
Yes.
It's crazy how much wider the lens actually is than what we're seeing.
Prairie Pioneer Schoolhouse, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh boy, what are we gonna talk about this morning? We're gonna talk about Hunsy Bunsy.
We're going to talk about the cow.
Talking about the cow.
Good news on the cow.
We'll talk a little bit about Jack. We got Jack last Saturday,
People might not know it.
and I had some people asking about Jack online, so I figured
Oh,
we could
okay.
kind of talk
Can you
about
post that on
the electric
Instagram?
fence.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's why.
Talk about the electric fence, and we can talk about the chicken issue that just happened this morning.
Yeah. It always happens. It usually.
California Homestead.
Good morning.
Hey, how'd y'all make out? We were praying for y'all.
Brian, I didn't want to text you because I didn't want your phone going off in the middle of the night just to say, I'm praying for you, but we're hoping that little Missy Pie is doing better. It all worked out good.
Brave Pioneer says you look gorgeous. Love your cover
Oh, thank you.
and your sweet belly.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like watching people eat on YouTube. So
This is our,
I take that into consideration.
this is the beginning of our.
But I offend virtually everyone, so I figure what's one more thing that's like annoying and I mean, what's one more thing? I really do care, y'all.
We've been going to the grocery store twice a week, a lot of fruit.
A lot of fruit. A lot.
Yeah. We're going fruitarian ahead of the old Food Forest production.
Yeah.
I am exclusively I will go for fruitarian when everything busts out.
Yeah.
I will too.
I took my last long all-day drive to the grocery store like what, a month ago maybe, and I came back. I was hurting so bad. My feet were so swollen from sitting in the car for like 4 hours. So that was it. That was last long grocery store trip. So now we've just been going to our little local grocery store twice a week and just grabbing what we need to get by for the week. Because we're planning on having a baby here someday, you know, maybe before fall.
Before fall.
All right. They popped their knee. Ah. They put it in a splint. It's going to be good in a week.
Oh,
Amen.
praise the
Well, we'll
Lord.
keep praying about that.
Yes.
Althea Nichols, good morning. And Howie from Food Forest Permaculture. Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
How y'all doing? How far along are you, Texas Mom?
I'm very far. No.
Very far. Almost too far.
I'm too far gone. No, I'll be a week. I'll be a week overdue on Monday, so I'm not that far. Not that far gone.
At least we don't think so. Now, YouTube people,
Some people might think I'm too far.
I love the comments, y'all. It just makes my day. It's awesome.
All of our babies have been late, so I'm used to late babies. The only thing that this baby has done to us,
Well, not Junior.
except for, I'm sorry, all of our babies have been late, except for Junior. He came 5 days early.
Junior.
But it took me 3 days to have him, so I don't know.
Yeah.
You can do the math on that. But
This is for babies.
I see that.
Cool.
So, but this baby, we've just had not a lot, we've had twice total false labor that like we really thought we were having the baby. Like really.
Yeah, twice. Really.
Like we really thought the baby was coming.
Really.
And we had everything out and ready. The midwife was like ready to come over. And it went on for all day long, both times, and no baby. So I don't know. This one we've never had a baby do that to us. Most of the time, well, all the time, we've gone into labor, and eventually we just end up
Yeah,
having a baby.
that kid eats the watermelon down. I mean, you ain't wasting nothing on that one. You see that?
So I don't know. We'll see. Not sure. But the midwife is convinced that it's going to come fast. Really fast.
Yes, we're doing the Webster technique with the Cairo.
Oh, yeah.
So Texas Mom's getting the Cairo action in, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to Canada.
You're going to the Cairo?
He loves to go to the Cairo.
Yeah. Junior loves the Cairo.
Because they have organic lollipops there.
Oh, the organic lollipop. Jean Almeida from Brazil. Well, good morning. We got to update our map. We're going to be doing that this week.
my
We've been a
word.
little busy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Keeping busy.
thinking that we were having a baby twice. Kind
The
of.
Fullers. The Fullers were just in Nacogdoches.
Really?
Yeah.
We were just
I forget
watching
where they're
the
from,
Fullers.
but yeah, the Fullers were just in Nacogdoches. I saw
We
that
had
on
some
Instagram.
uploading issues this week. We had some videos ready to go,
Yeah.
they weren't uploading. Like it was just, it didn't line up this week. I don't know why.
I don't know. Yeah, but
Oh, they're in Conroe. The Foolers are in Conroe.
Oh, okay.
We have friends in Conroe.
Yes, we do.
yeah, but hopefully after the live stream sometime after the live stream we'll get the new video uploaded.
Yeah, we'll get the new videos uploaded. It just needs all the periphery, the thumbnail, all the.
Yep.
Yeah.
All the
Any of you that are itching for a good
Texas mom.
a good Texas mom video.
She looked extra swollen in that video, y'all.
I was so swollen in that video, so don't be concerned or alarmed if you.
Good morning, Diane, Brodeen, Toasted Rabbit, and Deep South Texas. Good morning.
I don't know why I was so swollen
We
in
got
that
so
video.
many people on right now.
But it's also a good homeschool idea video.
Yes.
So if you're looking for a new homeschool idea, I'm really excited about it. It's just something fun, a project that me and the kids are going to be doing together. And yeah.
Look,
so,
y'all, if you want to know how to eat a watermelon and you want to like eat all of it, you take a butter knife
Yep.
and you follow the rind. And there you go. Now you don't have to eat the green. Well, unless you're Junior. Junior just likes to chew on the green part. He likes to get every last bit of nutrition out of it. The bunnies are back in action.
Boom.
The bunnies are totally
They
great.
didn't die. We caught them because the thing about like rabbits or anything, when they get worms, like when I saw that one dead, like if I would have waited a couple more days, it would have been over.
Yeah.
Even if we did all the chemical things and everything, it would have been over. So I caught them perfect. Like the perfect time to catch them is right when they're just starting to get the worms. Not when they're already, like, almost all of them are dying and everything, so. Guys, we've had that happen. One would die, and we waited too long to worm them, and we wormed them, and they all died.
Yeah.
So we
But
caught it
worked,
right
yeah.
at time. Boom.
It's just one rabbit.
We're
Yeah.
going to talk about something. Let's see. So
Yeah.
how the bunnies doing? Oh,
Great.
Michigan Mike said his daughter went 44 weeks and had an 11.5-pound natural birth. Wow. That's almost like a big mouth bass record right there. 11.5 pounds. Well, I think it's 23 months. Yeah. Back when I was like bass fishing, like the record I think was 13 or 14 pounds. But now it's like 23 pounds.
Wow. 44 weeks. Wow.
Ben Fran and Jamie Manning, good morning. And okay, so we wanted to talk about Jack. Really good friend
and
of
the cow, too.
the cat. Okay, what do you want to talk about first?
Jack. Or the cow, either way. I don't care. Whoever.
Yeah, talk about dog.
Who's running this circus?
I have to keep
Talk about the dog. So, a really good friend of ours
Yep.
had gotten a Great Pyrenees, and he had asked me when he got it, he was like, what should I do? I told him about the Extreme Dog Fence, extremedogfence.com. That's the fence we use for ours, and so he got the Extreme Dog Fence, trained the puppy to the Extreme Dog Fence, and he's a puppy, he chews on stuff. He didn't have time really to dedicate. They don't really have a lot of land for the dog to roam around on. So he said, "Hey, would you take my dog?" And we were like, "Yeah, sure." He's already trained to the Extreme Dog Fence, and he's been here a week. He's doing kind of great. But this morning, what happened this morning, Goob?
We were looking, me and Mom were looking out the window, watching Peppa and George. George was trying to wake up Peppa like usual in the morning. And we were watching, and I look over to my right, and I see that Jack's chewing on something, so I double look at it, and I, because he was a little bit far away, and I'm like, he's chewing on a stinking chicken, so I went out there and beat him with a wooden pole, and corrected him for that.
Right. When we say beat him with a wooden pole. The thing about Great Pyrenees is they're very submissive
Yes.
to their owners. And he's a very, very submissive dog. And when you're training them, it's all about them submitting to you as the alpha or whatever, and that's how you train them. And most of the time, you're training them through intimidation. You know, they fear you, just like if you want to look at it from a human perspective. You know, we fear God and want to obey Him. You know, and so, you know, that makes us act in a certain way. And it's the same thing with the human and the dog, you know. And the dogs, we don't beat our dogs and kick our dogs. We're sweet to our dogs. We love our dogs. We care for our dogs. We obviously feed them and nurture them and pet them and brush them and all that good stuff. But when you're training them, yeah, you correct them. You know, it's just like, it's the same thing. I mean, I know there's people out there, and I know there's libertarians out there.
Well, he had eaten the whole chicken.
Literally, like there's just 2 chicken legs left.
He had eaten all of the meat. I mean, and once they get a taste of that meat, it's over,
Johnny.
Like he would probably do anything.
Well, yes and no. I mean, Ammo and Remington both did the same thing. They both killed a chicken, and if you're on top of it, if you correct them right away, they want to please you.
Yeah.
They know that it's wrong. They know that they did wrong, and that's all. You correct it once or twice, it's over. It's done.
Yeah.
It was literally like maybe twice.
Yeah, and Jack's like 6 months old.
But the second chicken, as soon as they saw me, they were like, oh, what did I do?
Yeah. They always know. Yeah,
you know,
they're really smart.
Yeah.
They're really smart, and they're not bird dogs. They're not bred to kill that kind of stuff. So it's
they really want to please you
as
much as possible.
We've done the dead chicken.
That does not work.
No.
That's like even better for the dog because you tie it around their neck and they chew on it.
Yeah, it's like a chew toy.
It's like
it's like a chew toy.
Yep. I tied it to one of our dogs once because I've heard about it, and he was just eating it.
He just
like
with the dead chicken too,
and then guts come flying. And,
yeah, it's nasty.
It's really nasty.
And then you didn't have any chicken left to beat him.
Yeah.
Like a leg.
So what I did this morning was, you pick up because he's a puppy, so you don't want him just to spank him for no good reason or whatever.
You
don't want to hurt him or anything. But so what I did was I got the chicken leg and showed him it, and I swatted him for it a couple times and told him no, and he ran off. And for this morning I didn't pay any attention to him.
Right.
Because
you just correct them, and then you don't
want
give them attention. You let them think about what they're doing, and they'll after twice max, they're not going to do it. It's just like somebody was asking about training them to the electric fence, and will they charge the fence? Will they breach the fence? Yeah, maybe once or twice. They're smart dogs. They're not going to do it after once or twice. They're not going to do it. We are growing watermelon. These are not our watermelon, but we do have watermelon growing.
And they have taken over the garden. They're like up the trellises everywhere.
Yeah.
There's watermelon about this big hanging off the trellises.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
But
so that's the update on Jack. And Jack
And Jack will probably, when our friends move from California,
don't do that. It's nasty.
He will probably go to their place.
Yes, probably.
Yeah, because they want him, and he's great,
He's a good
and he's
dog.
already trained to the fence, and we're going to have him trained to the animals, so he'll be ready to guard the old homestead when they get here.
He'll be a good farm dog. Yeah. He's a sweet dog.
Yes.
He's such a
like
sweet
he's
dog.
very, very submissive. Like as soon as you get around like 10 feet, he's on the ground.
Yeah.
He's really, really submissive.
All right.
So, but the chickens are up in a pen.
Yes. All of them have clipped
All
wings.
of them. We had some baby ones that were getting through and flying over, but thankfully we have boys and they rounded them all up.
Yeah, Rocky Brook, man. We heard about you guys moving. That's pretty awesome that you can kind of upgrade like that.
Moving to Oregon. That's what I heard.
Yeah. Goob's like, they're moving to Oregon. And then I watched the video, and so I was like,
Oregon County.
No, it's Oregon County. You always got to be careful. You always got to.
I'm
I
like,
didn't
they're
know there was
moving
Oregon.
back? Really?
I thought.
It's okay.
I know.
Yeah.
Bergen County.
Morning, Andy Fishburne. Zara Wells and Jessica Green from Maryland.
You're still there.
Still there.
What are you doing there?
We will pray for you. We
What are
pray
you
for your
doing?
safety.
We'll pray for your swift escape.
All right, y'all.
So.
I'll let them finish talking about what they want to talk about.
No, cow, right?
The cow.
Yeah, I want to talk about taxes, but we'll wait till you guys know.
Oh.
Whoa.
I can't take it.
That'll be near the end of the live.
If you want to hang out for taxes.
Okay, tell them about the cow.
Go ahead.
The cow.
Now,
The cow.
start.
The cow is your only hedge against taxes and inflation.
Word. Texas mom breaking it down.
Plain simple.
Cows eat grass, and grass is inflation proof. Okay. Family cow. Read the book. Go get it. Read the book. Everybody needs a family cow. So our cow, we had her tested. We should do a drum roll. Go ahead, you were the test.
Yeah,
taker.
so
The test, not the testator, the test taker. Okay.
yeah. So what you have to do, oh man, watermelon, you're like tearing through it. But so what you have to do to test your cow is you have to pull out the tail hairs from her tail. And I thought it was just like one or two, like the actual strand of cow hair. It's not. It's about the amount of it is about the size of your pinky, how thick it has to be. So a little bit thicker than a regular pencil. I didn't do it as thick as my pinky. But what you do is you twist her hair.
The guy that we watched made it look easy.
Yeah.
Like,
But what you do is
She's a dinosaur.
oh
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, Rocky Brook, man, cow all the way.
yeah.
Yeah, everybody needs a cow.
Yeah. So what you do is you take, so she has two sides of her tail and then you have the base of her tail that's right at the bottom. I thought you had to pull them from the bottom. You don't. You pull it from the side. You twist the amount of hair you need all the way up to the side of her tail and then you pull toward. So I got a good amount. You tie it in a knot and you do not put it in a Ziploc bag because it'll make bacteria,
Right.
I believe.
Right.
And so we just put it in an envelope, send it off to, where was that place?
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M. And there's, I guess really there's actually two types of A2A2, but they said there's three. But the first one's no A2A2, it's just A1, I guess A1.
Yeah.
And then there's A2A1,
Yes.
and then there's A2A2. And that's like the best of the best, and that's what she was. Plus, she was a B,
Yes.
whatever that means.
Mm-hmm.
So we're breeding her with a BB bull, A2A2 BB bull, but she already has one B.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
If
I don't know
anybody knows what the bees are about,
It's A2A2 BB.
we haven't
Whatever
learned
BB
a whole
means.
lot. I know that BB is good for cheese making,
Yeah.
Right.
but I don't know
I
if
don't
there's
know.
like health benefits to bee milk. I'm not sure. But anyway,
milk.
she is A2A2, and
Yep.
we
And B.
did not pay for an A2A2 cow. So that just goes to show you that you can flip a coin sometimes, and you
I don't want
can
to stick.
you can find a cow. I mean, she had some traits that made us think that she wasn't her genetics weren't messed with very much. She has longer
And a lot of jerseys aren't messed with.
right, a lot of
A lot
jerseys
of them.
aren't. So you might just want to take a chance rather than pay like some crazy amount of money for an A2 cow.
Only if you want to.
You know, some areas of the country they're paying like $5,000 per cow for an A2. So
5,000. Some people paying 8,000.
yeah, so it's we weren't gonna do that. So anyway,
The guy said that some of the cows in his herd were A2A2.
Right.
Somebody said they only have an acre. You know, if it's a full acre to graze, you can
A
support a
full
cow.
acre.
Yep.
But you would need an acre, but one acre will support a cow.
Yeah.
1
Big
acre
Family
per cow.
Homestead did it, and they had a smaller cow. Obviously, you want a smaller animal, and you're gonna have to plan that you're gonna be feeding
Yes.
hay.
Oh, Josh got a crazy deal. Yeah, super crazy deal.
Yes.
Yes.
You're gonna if you don't have enough grass. I mean, even us we didn't have to supplement with hay for about 3/4 of the year down here, but we
Yep.
still do have to supplement because we only have her able to graze maybe about 2 to 3 acres here.
Yeah.
So she does cut it
Lots
down
of
pretty
water
low.
on there.
But I mean, hay is cheaper
You
than
want that?
buying raw milk, so at least
Way
here it
cheaper.
is. So that's still a good deal. And for us, we've just found that it's easier to manage one animal than it is to manage a herd of animals. To manage one animal that wants to be managed versus
Dad,
trying to manage
just give me that.
a herd of animals that don't want to be managed,
The Garcias, good morning.
i.e. goats.
Yeah, goats.
Oh, I thought we can sorry.
Yep. You need a towel? We'll get another towel.
Junior, you want to
Rose has a towel.
Yeah.
So
You like those?
that is our big update. We got an A2 cow, so praise the Lord,
Pretty cheap.
for pretty cheap.
Okay, so they have an acre with the house, gardens, and chickens. Yeah, that I mean, the only way you could pull off a cow would be you'd have to hay or alfalfa the cow, and
Yeah.
it'd be
And in those situations, dairy goats make more sense.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, if you can have a little confined area like Wiedemann Reap, and you have chain
Chain
link,
link.
highly
Concrete.
recommend chain link
yeah.
and good gates, and then you're not making yourself crazy.
Well, even with the chain link, because we have had chain link back there, if we were gonna do chain link, I would still run 1 or 2 electrical wires right around it, so then they're not constantly.
up, sissy?
Yes, I
Oh,
did.
okay, good.
So then they're not constantly pushing on the.
Oh, well,
Either way,
but if you're doing a smaller breed, too,
There you go.
they're not going to be
Yeah, you
as
go.
hard on. Yes.
because we had Simons and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a place for dairy goats. Our friends have dairy goats that we gave them, and they're doing amazing with their goats. There's a place,
Yep.
but
Wow, Garcia's got a miniature Jersey A2 bull and heifer.
Oh wow.
And they close on a 6-acre debt-free July 9th.
wow, yay,
That's awesome.
praise the Lord. There's
Awesome.
nothing like being debt free. I was talking to our friends this
Nope.
week, and there's a contentment. That
And
comes
look,
with
we
it.
still have $12,000 worth of student loans, so I guess from a technical standpoint, we're not debt-free, but...
We
You know, I'm
could
like,
be.
buy a tract, buy 25 acres, or buy a tractor, so we could be.
It's
but-
very small percentage interest too.
Oh yeah. It's less than 3%, 2.75.
Yeah,
So
so it's
that's the
like-
only reason why I can't, and I probably should just pay it off, but
it's a have the cash on hand versus
yeah.
pay.
Well, and because of hyperinflation and the way that costs are going to continue to rise with a fixed rate, low interest, and if it was a big old huge gigantic number, I would be more concerned about it. But
It was a bigger number.
it was $42,000, and we've been paying $245 for 15 years every month on it. Yeah.
Yay, higher education.
Oh,
No.
Hey, I need a college degree. Yay, now it's $40,000 a semester.
I need a college degree.
I'm sorry, son. I
You can get a college degree if you want to be a vet. Do you want to be a large vet?
the
Okay,
mobile
good.
home is old. Should we still have it insured? That's a little bit of a
Or a chiropractor? Would you like to
kind of
be-
depends. I mean, an older mobile home would have a maximum value of say $5,000. I mean, the only reason you would potentially insure it is if you could get insurance on it would be in hopes that it burnt down, And you could collect extra money for it, but
That is awesome. Debt free is
Yeah.
amazing. I know when we moved here, I was just like, I don't even care what it looks like. I don't even care. You know what? We own it, and it's just wonderful. Like, it's just wonderful. But then once you settle in, you start caring a little bit what it looks like.
what do you mean? I wanted to keep the getaflage on the outside of the house. I didn't want to finish the outside of the house.
He wanted to keep it all ugly and mismatched.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yellow.
because I wanted.
Yellow.
I thought that was great camouflage,
Yeah.
but Texas mom stuff's gotta look nice.
I know. We got that super expensive siding out there now.
Oh, I spent a fortune.
You all have seen our expensive siding.
You see that? That cost me a fortune.
I know. We've updated so much outside.
Yeah.
All that paint that I haven't painted on the outside of the house cost me a
It's
fortune.
still 3 different colors on the front. We still look like a bunch
Yellow,
of
brown,
rednecks.
tan.
What are my thoughts on taking money from your Well, I mean, I realize this goes against every supposed economic whatever, but in my opinion, 401k. Well, first off, can you take the money out of the 401k without paying taxes on it and without paying the 10% penalty? Probably not. Do you just want to, if you want to get out of the market, I get that. And I guess when considering paying off credit cards, if you're going to do it and take money from your 401k, you absolutely have to make take the position that you're not going to put anything else on credit cards, because you would just start an endless cycle of taking money out to pay off credit cards, to put money back on credit cards.
But they say don't get rid of your credit card. Keep one credit card.
Well, yeah, for credit score and all that stuff.
And
yeah.
just, I heard somebody say, stick it in a cup of water and freeze it in your freezer and do not use it.
Yeah.
You know?
People do, you can do that, but I mean, the bottom line is you got to be able to control yourself. And freezing it, and you should be able to keep it in your wallet and not use it. I mean, we're adults. It's moderation. It's the same thing with food and eating. If you cannot discipline and control yourself, you're cooked. You're beat. You're beat. I mean, it's just in anything and everything in life. So if you cannot control yourself, Jesus' disciples are called disciples, disciplined ones. If you cannot discipline yourself, you are beat. If you cannot discipline yourself with food, you're beat. I mean, you can get some gastric bypass or something, but you're beat. And I mean, if you can't discipline yourself economically, you're going to be in trouble. I mean, it's just reality. And man, where was I yesterday? And the obese people in the automated carts. I mean, it's America, man. We are just like eating ourselves to death, and it was insane. I was probably at Walmart, and it was crazy. I mean, 300 and 400 pound people, man, in these automated carts, and it's just it's incredible, and it's only in America. All right, let's see. Sorry about that.
Commercial.
Commercial break.
Yeah, mobile homes are going to be, if you can get them insured at all, it's definitely a challenge.
That's great. I think do whatever you got to do. We just met a family. So exciting. They are living in...
I don't know if somebody keeps asking about Pastor Dow. I don't know who Pastor Dow is, and are you with Pastor Dow? I have no idea who that is, and no, we're not. I don't know who that is, so we're not. Sorry. Okay.
Maybe he's a great guy.
Yeah. No, yeah, I don't know. I don't know anybody that even spells their name that way, so I have no idea. But I have no idea who that is.
So we met a family this week, and we got to hang out with them. Super cool, super awesome.
Oh,
family.
yeah.
And they are making it happen, guys.
They're legit, man.
They always wanted to move. They always wanted to have a little homestead. They did it. They bought the land. They're living there with their 8 children, all the way down to just turned 1 year old, baby.
Oh, Pastor Dow follows Torah. Yeah, no, we don't follow Torah. We are Christians, and we follow the whole Bible, the Old Testament and the New Testament. And yeah, so.
I know there's a lot of tour people around now.
Yeah, and they're, you know, we don't speak Hebrew, and so if somebody didn't tell me what the word Torah means, I wouldn't know what it means, because, you know, I speak English, and I know what the law is, and I know what the Old Testament is, and I know what the New Testament is, and nobody speaks ancient Hebrew, and nobody knows how to pronounce ancient Hebrew, and so that's just all things to think about. Okay.
So this family is living in an RV or a camper. I'm not exactly sure which. And for the last 7 months, and they are, they're just making it happen there on their property. They have all their animals in place. They're getting all their infrastructure in place with their homestead, and they are renovating this old
So it's like
farmhouse.
100 years old or
It's
something.
like 150 years old or older. They don't really know exactly. But that's their goal someday, is to be into that farmhouse. But they don't know how long that's going to take. I mean, it's very old.
Very old.
So we're just really excited to meet them. Total life change for them. Their children had never lived outside of like a development kind of situation. So they have had just a major adjustment to country life, and they are just a sweet family. Said it has been the best family experience they have ever done, and just has drawn them so much closer together. All of it, the challenges, the adventure of it. I mean, it is serious. They're hardcore serious about it.
Oh, Fuller Mama is intermittent fasting. I'm a big fan of intermittent fasting.
I'm intermittent sleeping, so we have
Yes,
something in
yeah.
common.
Texas Mom's a big fan of intermittent sleeping.
I get up about no more than every 2 hours.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm sorry, people. There's a lot of comments here. I'm just trying to.
No, I just
We had a child born with brain. Oh, that had lots of medical bills and changing things for her needs, and then passed. Oh, wow. That is sad. Going to our P.O. box.
That's okay.
And don't get a government rant started, because it's coming. I'm feeling
Maybe
it.
somebody else needed a little push.
Yeah. I can't.
Are you going
There we are, y'all. It just it dropped for a second. No, we're gonna talk about taxes here in a second. P.O. box are sketchy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, Rocky Brook says some days he wants to give back and just give up and move back to town.
Yes. I understand.
All right, so yeah, and so did we hit on everything?
I think we did.
All right, so I don't know if y'all have been paying attention. I barely pay attention, but because I don't have time to pay attention. But apparently, they're going to tax the internet.
What?
Yeah,
Internet?
no. What they're going to do is any purchases made on the internet. You know, the internet has been kind of like the last final frontier for free enterprise, for freedom of speech, for all these different things. And this is not a net neutrality thing. And that has conveniently went to sleep. Like, we're not hearing anything about net neutrality and about like selling, basically giving the internet to the rest of the world. But yeah, when they tax internet purchases, you know, they're going to raise billions of dollars, and they're just going to waste it. And so
stuff that you purchase on the internet, or
yeah, everything you purchase on the internet. And this is what, this is a good lesson for the boys.
like stuff on Amazon and stuff,
Yeah.
you would have.
Stuff you buy on now, currently, if you buy something on the internet and it's actually shipped in your state, you pay local taxes on it. Which is fine.
Yeah.
But it's going to hurt us, and it's just more money for them to waste. And this is why taxation is theft, because constitutionally, if you understand we the people, the government derives its jurisdiction, authority, and power from we the people. Explaining this to a young kid at work the other day is that I can't go and say 5%, give me 5%, or give me 32%. And if I can't go to a person and say, do that, now, and they're not going to give it to me, who would do that? Nobody would do that. Nobody would just give me money. Now, if I take a gun, if I take my imaginary internet gun, that would probably get most kids suspended from the public indoctrination camp, the lack of concentration camp, and I said, no, give me 30%, then, well, under the threat of violence, he gives me the 30%. That's what the government does when they steal our money through taxation. And what they're doing is they're deriving an authority they do not have. The individual citizen don't have that authority. That is called theft by threat of intimidation. That's the only way they can do what they do. And now they're going to tax one more thing. You know, we had lots all around the country, and they're looking to move. And because of everybody is being, you look at the price of a gallon of gas in California. It's probably like $4.40 or something like that, and it's like over $1 in tax. And everybody, you know, people contact us and leave us messages, and we can't do this, and you know, how can you survive on a single income? Well, part of the reason you can't survive on a single income half your money. First off, you're destroyed your currency by removing the gold standard. If there was a gold standard to currency, you would not invest in, because your would be inflationary proof, because it would be backed. That's why our money was backed by gold and silver, was because that is an inflation hedge, and the cost of gold and silver will rise with inflation. So when your money is inflation proof, you don't need to aggressively invest in the stock market and get an 8% rate of return, because you can save your capital. Ask me all your questions then. Okay, let's see. Our money has no intrinsic value. Correct. Yeah, and that's the point of not having a backed currency, is if it was backed by gold or silver, it would have intrinsic value. And it's got nothing but the faith of the government, and nobody believes in the government. The government is corrupt, and
that is the point of having a country that has individual states, is that you can move to a state that you most align your beliefs with. That was correct. That's the idea of what we have here. So you can say, you know what, I don't align my beliefs. I think what we're doing is the best thing, like
having infrastructure, having, what I call a food 401k, developing infrastructure is, obviously your best back. Are you going to do a type of man about for your boys? What that is. Sergio Garcia Perez, should we get into real estate now? In my opinion, build your house, but, you can kind of do both at the same time. It really just kind of depends on, I like real estate. Everybody's always going to need a place to live. So, now whether everybody can always pay you rent or not, that's a different story. But
that's okay. We could always barter.
Yeah.
You could always.
Yeah, you'll potentially always have the property unless the government takes it. which is a possibility.
Yep.
Invest in your family and good morning, our adventure, Zoe 101 and Amy Steptoe. Good morning. I guess it is one more time. Let's see. I guess we'll just plan on transition from boys to men. Oh, so a man about no, our boys they need to transition from boys to men because they're given responsibilities and they become men, and in many aspects Goob is already a man in a lot of ways. I mean, he's still a young punk, but he's a good all right, we'll try this one last time. It keeps kicking us off, but yeah, with raising our children, our philosophy has always been: if you raise children, you'll get 30-year-old children. We're trying to kick them out of their house.
What?
So he took them to court because he was. I know. I think they.
What?
We're gonna. This may or may not keep us on, but we were just talking about the caveman-looking kid, that the 30-year-old kid that was
suing his parents.
He sued his parents because they were trying to kick him out because he's a freeloader, and he took him to court and clogged up the court system. I do think that the court sided with the. I want to say it was probably Washington State-ish, somewhere up there.
Wow.
But yeah, so that's what that's like the opposite of what we're trying to do.
Yeah, no, we treat them like young men.
Yeah, if you treat your boys, we treat them like with respect.
Yes.
And they treat us with respect, and they become men through the maturation of time.
Yeah, because the goal is
With them and call them punks. I don't think that at all.
no.
They're gooders.
They're very.
I tell them all the time they're gooders. No, it wasn't for them. And that's the whole concept of family and having lots of kids and all this stuff, is, well, the farm, you needed lots of kids and, yeah, well, you did. And we do.
Relied on each other. And
yeah, we're family. And when the boys get into skirmishes amongst themselves, I said, look, we are in this together and we're family, and that's the way it is, and get over it. Mm-hmm. And we have to love each other and support each other, and nobody else is going to do it, so we got to do it.
Right.
You
And
know?
the goal is to have great relationships with them all through adulthood and
through adulthood, and somebody's got to change my diaper when I'm old. People ask me about retirement, and I've never been deluded in the fact of thinking that I would, because I've seen all the different bubbles pop. We have the currently retired that are still receiving benefits of these socialistic systems, and
Guess this will be the last time.
yeah, we'll just wrap it up. All right, y'all. It keeps kicking it.
It won't kick us.
Yeah,
since we're
if
wrapping
we
it up.
talk about talking about it.